Tito and I formed a group called IronClad Entertainment, and we started running around the city with the buses, with the raps and all that shit. Did a lot of shows.
Yo, hold on. This nigga, he's smooth with this and that. Let me tell you, man, this nigga and Tito, the devastating Tito from the Fearless Four, they teamed up. They formed an entertainment company called IronClad. And him and Tito, they was doing their thing. If they never rapped again, they was doing their thing.
Yeah.
You understand? They was getting bread, okay? So any venture that they was going to get into, it was funded. So these cats got together, formed IronClad, and I'm talking about, you know, how people start a company or a production company, you know, and they go out, they start promoting, they got a little fun. These niggas had a band, buses, they shit was rapped, you know what I mean? It was like they was like a record company damn near.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, you being cool about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, look at these niggas, man.
I'm excited
and
about a lot of
think
shit.
They had
you know what I'm saying?
like a deal, like $1 million deal or something.
Yeah.
All right, because y'all showed and proved out there. Y'all definitely went out there and promoted. So I didn't want that to be taken lightly. You know what I mean? Being very cool and very humble about that part. All right, we didn't even get to the meat and potatoes yet.
Yeah.
All right, we talking history. All right, take it from there.
Let's go. I don't know if this is going to be a popular thing to say or not, but at some point, Star from Hot 97, that's Tito's man.
Star and Buck Wild.
So I was always leery, you know, because Star's an ill dude. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, this dude,
Facts,
he's gonna be a fucking problem at some point. But I was fucking with Tito, so you know I was embraced or whatever. And God bless the dead, when Aaliyah died, Star started doing this thing where he was playing airplane crashes and shit, and he pissed off Jay-Z and Damon Dash, and then whatever, they said something to him or whatever. So at some point he called Tito. He was like, "Yo, I need a diss track for Jay-Z." So I did one. You know, it was kind of on some, you know, throwing a little subliminals. And he was like, "Man, I don't want that shit. I want you to go hard at this nigga."
Right, say his name.
So we did a joint. It was the Real Takeover, and it was just me, and I was just going. Like I knew this motherfucker. I didn't know the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But Star played that shit like 3 times a day. 3 times a day every morning for like 3 weeks. So I know it got to Jay-Z. Cause at some point he did a diss track for Star, and he was saying, you know, whatever. He said a bunch of shit, but one of the things he said that I knew was for me. He was like, he did a freestyle. He was like, I forgot what the rhyme was, but he was like, niggas wake up on my dick, eat some breakfast first. So I was like, that nigga's talking about me. Because I'm at his neck every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning.
And if you're a real MC and you write, then you can hear that subliminal shit when people say it.
Yeah, he was like, he said something about, you don't even know me and you mad. How I feel to be a hater. And I was like, that's true, I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? But I was just on a mission because Tito was like, yo, I need you to go. So, you know, we went, you know what I mean? And
I got a cat like that right now, man.
Yeah?
I got a cat like that, like
you
he's
just sick
on
him
a
on
fucking
somebody?
leash, man. He like, yo, just let me go, cat. Point me in a direction, cat, and let me go. Any of these niggas talking shit about anybody, like, let me go. I got a dude like that, man. So
who's that?
I get it. His name is Razor.
Okay.
I knew that's who you meant.
Razor. Okay, Razor is exactly that. He's young, you know what I mean? He's a beast. He's a beast, and he don't play that disrespect to his mentor.
Shout out to Razor.
So,
no doubt.
Yeah. Put him up for my man Razor. All right, salute to you, my man.
What up, buddy?
He out on the road. He with Onyx. He with KRS-One. They done adopted my man.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
So, all right. So we get to the IronClad part now. At some point, because you and Tito had a real bond, a real relationship.
Yeah, that's my brother.
After that, because Tito, you know, was part of Fearless Four, the Mighty Mike C. And at some point, when the first generation of hip hop kind of started to fade into the background, if you didn't have no hit records, all right, if you ain't had no kind of something that pushing you forward to the next generation, you kind of faded into obscurity, somewhat. Shit. And so for him to come out and recreate himself and come out, grab you, which you was like the the next incarnation of Big Pun
Yo,
during that era, my nigga.
Yeah, and that's why he kind of called me. He was like, I need you on that rapid fire.
I'm trying to tell you.
So check this, right? This is gonna be a good part of the story. So he had just did the joint, that's a track they did on the Giancana album, and it was originally Nas, AZ, G-Rap, and Tito. So they did the joint, and then that's what kind of sparked him up. You know what I mean? He actually called me like, yo, he called me to his house just so I could be around him when he was writing the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't give him no lines or nothing like that. But Nas wound up taking his verse off of the record because G had heard it somewhere else, so I guess G took it off. And then they replaced it with somebody else. But that was kind of the point. But so that's kind of what sparked him, you know, to start up the IronClad. But when he called me, I couldn't walk. I was weighing about 460 pounds. I had thyroid condition. I was looking like Big Pun. I used to be in the studio, dude, and we used to do a session, and I would lay on the floor flat on my back until it was time to do my part. Then I would get up, do whatever I could do.
When I had to punch, you had saved.
Right, and my back was killing me, and when we had to punch, I would lay the fuck back down on my back. And then he would let me know when it was time, and I would get up and do it again.
Wow.
So around that time, he called me and says, we're doing a joint with Kool G Rap. I threw up. I ran to the bathroom and threw up after I got off the phone and shit. Nigga, I threw up some Eminem shit. I was like, all right, so I wrote, yeah. So, you know, we did that joint. He started putting together an album. We had a joint with Big Daddy Kane, which was crazy. When I met him, we went to the studio, and T is like he would just point me. I was like a CD player. He would be like, yo, hit him with cold cock in your noggin and robbing you for your confidence. Split your esophagus, put your carcass in the sarcophagus, selling your vital organs to felons from different continents. Shish kebabbing your bitch when my dick is harder than calculus.
Right.
And then he'd be like, yo, hit him with the, whatever, the BX, and then the BX, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So Kane is an ill dude, I'm looking at, oh shit, fucking Kane, you know what I mean? Like, I had met him before or whatever, but, so T goes into, yo, hit him with the boom, I start going. So Kane, instead of listening and critiquing or whatever, he starts rhyming. It's just, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a cypher with motherfucking Big Daddy Kane.
Real MCs do, baby.
Yeah. Right, he didn't think twice and shit. We must have went for like 20 minutes back and forth or whatever. Then he was like, yo, you gave me like, I like how you start everything strong, you end up strong or whatever. So we wound up doing a joint with Kane called Floss Game. So I did my part, T does his part. Kane comes in. If you ever look up that song, it's called Floss Game, with IronClad Entertainment. He does a verse that you've heard before. There was like, he did this shit in one take. It was like, y'all cats talk about what I've been did, false as inches, y'all's bitches, all defenseless against it, put them in the clinches, nobody wins it. You see where your heart to be regarding me, heart to be pumping through your heart. One fucking verse and walked out. It took me like 30 fucking, okay, go ahead, okay, this motherfucker just did this shit, you know what I mean? So, T really blessed me to really be around. I would have never bumped into G-Rap otherwise. I would have never bumped into Big Daddy Kane otherwise, you know what I'm saying?